I would like to extend a warm welcome to all members of the Cabinet, other members of the Council and officers in attendance at today's Cabinet meeting, the 3rd of February 2021. I would like to just mention that, like other authorities, today we are flying the flag at Appletree Court at half-mast in respect of the passing of Captain Sir Tom Moore. Warm welcome to members of the public and press who may be watching the meeting live on YouTube. I'm Councillor Barry Rickman, Leader of the Council and Chairman of the Cabinet. Please note that this meeting is being broadcast live and will be available for repeated viewing. Please could all attendees follow the Council's ground rules for virtual meetings, which have been well circulated. In particular, to reduce the feedback and background noise, please mute your microphone when not speaking. Only speak when invited to do so by me as Chairman, and please use the raise hand button in Microsoft Teams to indicate that you would like to speak, and remember to lower the hand button once you have been called to speak. I will be taking recommendations by consensus at this meeting, but if a vote is required on a particular item, I will call each Cabinet member to vote in turn. In event of any technical problems, there will be a short adjournment to establish if the fault can be addressed. Please bear with us in these circumstances. If an individual loses connection and the meeting can practically continue with a quorum, it will do so. For the benefit of those viewing this meeting, I will now call the name of each Cabinet member and ask them to identify themselves as being present at today's meeting. As I previously mentioned, I'm Councillor Barry Rickman, Leader of the Council and Chairman of the Cabinet. I'd now like to call my Deputy, Councillor Edward Heron.
Good morning, Chairman. I'm Councillor Edward Heron. I'm Deputy Leader and Portfolio Holder for Planning and Infrastructure.
Thank you. Councillor Diane Andrews.
Good morning, Chairman. Diane Andrews. Portfolio Holder for Community Affairs.
We've got an echo there. We had two of you, Diane. It's very good value. Councillor Jill Cleary.
Good morning, Chairman. I'm Councillor Jill Cleary. I hold the Cabinet position for Housing Services.
Thank you. Councillor Michael Harris.
Good morning, Chairman. Councillor Michael Harris, Portfolio Holder for Economic Development.
Thank you. Councillor Jeremy Heron.
Good morning, Chairman. Councillor Jeremy Heron, Portfolio Holder for Finance.
Councillor Alison Hoare.
Good morning, Chairman. Councillor Alison Hoare, Portfolio Holder for Environment and Regulatory Services.
Thank you. And Councillor Mark Steele.
Morning, Leader. Portfolio Holder for Health and Leisure, Mark Steele. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Other members of the Council in attendance today will be recorded in the minutes of the meeting. Obviously, there are no apologies because we have a full Cabinet. Item 1, Cabinet members, please indicate if you have any matters to raise on the accuracy of the minutes of the meeting of the 2nd of December 2020. Otherwise, I will take that as read for signing. Okay, there are no indications. Thank you. Item 2, do Cabinet members have any declarations of pecuniary or other interests in respect of the business at this meeting? Can I also remember that all members of the Cabinet have been granted necessary dispensation in respect of the members' allowances scheme at item 10? Councillor Edward Heron.
Chairman, item 7, community grants in relation to Fordingbridge and District Community Association. It is only a personal non-pecuniary interest, but given my active involvement with that organisation, I shall not speak or vote on that item.
Thank you. Councillor Jeremy Heron.
Thank you, Leader. Again, item 7, community grants. This time, Forest Forge Theatre Company. I have a non-pecuniary interest because I'm a friend of the chairman. I will not comment or vote on that item. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. And Councillor Michael Harris.
Thank you, Chairman. I too, same item. I am a trustee of New Forest Heritage Centre, who are the recipient of a grant. I will not comment on that particular item. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, nobody else is indicating. Thank you very much. Item 3, there is no public participation today. Item 4 is my report on the COVID situation at the Forest at the moment. So to give you an update on COVID-19 and the New Forest, the start of 2021 has seen someone admitted to hospital every 30 seconds in England with COVID. The importance of staying at home and reducing your contact with others remains the best action everyone can take to save lives. Light is ahead. 200 people are vaccinated every minute with jabs given to nearly 10 million people, with many wonderful stories of how our community are pulling together to support each other, including help with the online booking service for appointments. The UK are well on course to offer 15 million jabs to the most vulnerable by mid-February. Thank you to all the NHS staff who are part of the vaccination programme locally, and to the many volunteers in our community who continue to offer invaluable support and assistance. Currently, there are 3 staff who have COVID and 5 staff who are self-isolating out of the 1,234 employees. In addition, there are 9 staff who are clinically extremely vulnerable and cannot work from home. Council staff continue to work tirelessly. A further 13.4 million is being paid out to local businesses through the government-backed business support scheme during the winter lockdown. The food and safety team visited 105 supermarkets and other food retailers in the past couple of weeks to support them with the continuing implementation of COVID measures. 37 other premises, such as garden centres and builders merchants, were also visited to offer advice. Working alongside health colleagues and setting up vaccine sites and testing sites. Ensuring the clinically vulnerable can access food shopping, medicines and befriending services, and continue to provide all our other services as normal. Last week, the local tracing service went live in the New Forest district. Also last week, a bid was put forward to the community testing site to be at Totton Health and Leisure Centre for critical and essential workers. Please do look at all this information on our website and how we are most able to help. The community and business of the New Forest all did so well during 2020 to come together to support the local economy, protect jobs, and enable the general well-being of all our residents. As I said earlier, with now nearly 10 million jabs given across the UK, I believe the optimism that the vaccination programme is giving to us means that there is a ray of light and hope for 2021. Can I ask if any other portfolio holders want to do any other comments on the COVID update, please? Jill Cleary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members will be aware of the very good work by our Greener Housing Task and Finish Group under the chairmanship of Councillor Steve Davis. When I attended the last meeting of the group just before Christmas, I was delighted to see their forward thinking and determination to bring greener housing initiatives to our tenants, especially those on lower incomes. I was even more delighted with very recent news from central government that we have just been awarded over £250,000 to install 50 heat pumps in tenants' homes where there is no mains gas supply. This will make an amazing difference to the comfort of these homes as well as reducing tenants' energy bills. The fantastic work of our Greener Housing Task and Finish Group continues. They are working on devising a greener housing strategy to encompass all of our functions as a housing authority, including helping private home owners and those in rented accommodation to achieve more energy efficient homes. I am delighted with the progress we are making, and there will be much more to come in the future. Thank you.
Well done, that's great news. Councillor Michael Harris.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to comment on the grants to businesses in the New Forest. You mentioned in your report that over £13 million has been distributed. And I just wanted to comment that slightly over half of those monies either have or will be distributed under the discretionary grant schemes organised by us. And so we are getting those down to businesses that have been not excluded, but just slightly left behind from these other grant schemes. The government have been extraordinary in getting out huge amounts of money to businesses across the United Kingdom, but by definition, because of the speed in which they did it, they couldn't focus on very small businesses, and that's something that we're able to do as a district council, and indeed we are doing it. And I hope that we will get further information out as these grants feed down to small, many of them home-based businesses, but we are getting those monies out. So I just wanted to comment on that, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you for updating us on that and highlighting that the small business is the backbone of the New Forest community. So thank you very much. Alison Hoare.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to say that we'd had the results of the Crabby the Crab Take Your Litter Home campaign, and this reduced the litter left on our beaches during the summer of 2020 by just over 10 tonnes. We're very much hoping to start this campaign again this year, hopefully at Easter, and also to go on and expand it to its original remit, which was littering from cars, once things have settled down. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. And Mark Still. You're muted, Mark.
I was going to say, not getting through, but I am now. Good morning, Leader. Just to confirm again with regards to the coronavirus vaccinations on Applemore Leisure, just to offer our thanks to those people who are opening and closing there and making sure that those facilities are ready and waiting for everybody publicly. And I confirm that I am looking forward, hopefully, to receiving positive news regarding our bid for Totton, for the testing centre. So great news indeed. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you very much. Alison, did you want to come back, or you've just left your hand up?
Sorry, Chairman, my usual mistake.
No worries. Edward Heron.
Chairman, thank you. I just wanted to give a mention to the government award of £13.4 million towards the repairs to the Redbridge Causeway. I'm sure all members are aware how vital this link is.
Absolutely.
To that part of our district. And this will now bring in combination with funding from the County Council a total of £25 million that will be or has been or will soon be spent on repairs to this structure and ensuring its availability for the future.
Thank you very much, Edward. Okay, nobody's indicating further on that, so I'd like to move on now to item 5, which is the rural housing and right to buy, and go to Jill Cleary first of all.
Thank you, Chairman. Members, following the report to December's Cabinet, we've now consulted with our tenants and parish councils in rural areas about the proposed introduction of the restrictions contained in the Housing Act to preserve the onward disposal of rural council properties, following the right to buy to those who have a local connection to the rural areas. As from the consultation process, the majority are in favour of the council implementing this new policy. Members, this policy will help preserve the remaining council properties in these important areas so that they are available for local people to buy. This can only be a good thing, and I wholeheartedly endorse it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know how strongly I feel about this. Is a brilliant piece of work. I think it's Councillor Mark Still.
Thank you again, Leader. Jill, what can I say? Absolutely fabulous news. You know that I'm a very strong supporter with regards to housing and homelessness here in New Forest. Congratulations, well done, and you continue to have my support all day long. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Michael Harris.
Thank you, Chairman. I would like to add my congratulations to my fellow Cabinet member for the portfolio holder for housing. This is a really remarkable achievement. I'm really very grateful, not least because it's going to help people in the rural areas of the New Forest. I have a particular interest in housing in rural areas, but also it's going to help the local economy because it's going to have local people living and working in the New Forest and not having to commute from outside. So it's a win-win, and thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Edward Heron.
Chairman, I just wanted to first of all congratulate Jill on this and say how much I welcome it, and talk just briefly about the second benefit from this, because obviously you've got the benefit of the fact that those houses that do come forward to the right to buy will have to go to local people and remain going to local people in perpetuity. But I think the second benefit is the confidence I hope this will give rural parishes in considering the district council as the provider for future rural exception sites. Whilst we can't ensure that they won't go out through the right to buy, as perhaps some others, such as the Community Land Trust or housing associations can, we do guarantee now that they will remain used and occupied by local people. And I think we have a proven track record of delivering affordable housing. And I really would commend the district council as an option to any of those towns and rural parishes that are looking to bring forward an affordable housing scheme in their village or parish. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With all that wonderful support, I would just take the Cabinet straight to the recommendation on page 5 at 1 and just assume that you're all in favour, and thank you very much. Okay, item 6. Which is the Freeport's bid. Now, this subject has had quite an airing within the council at 2 scrutiny committees. And some of you will know, with the Chief Executive, we've been very engaged with the LEP to process this bid along and to give it our support. I think it's worthwhile me saying that the Freeport bid is to support the economic regeneration of the area of the New Forest to Havant, inclusion of the areas of Southampton, the Isle of Wight and Portsmouth. The bid includes the major ports of Southampton, Portsmouth, Marchwood, together with the airport at Eastleigh. A successful Freeport bid would potentially create 52,000 jobs. So I want to emphasise this morning that this is the first part of the bid, but it's a generational thing. We are doing something for the next generation by supporting this, I'm sure. Can I go to Edward now, as it's technically your paper? Thank you.
Chairman, I have very little to add to that. As you said, this is very much the beginning of the process. I am sure that our bid will be up against very stiff competition, but I think the benefits to this, should we be successful through what will undoubtedly can be a long process from this starting point, for our residents, particularly our residents on the east of our district and along the waterside and beyond, are significant. And this bid will include issues to do with training and skills, all those things that we are working hard to provide and ensure our residents have access to. Chairman, I think it is an exciting opportunity, and I do hope, and much work is being done to make clear to government, that this part of the United Kingdom has a track record of delivery of success, and whilst it is important as part of their levelling up agenda, we do in the south have pockets of areas that have not kept up with the national growth, and with a small part of help, a little bit of help through a scheme such as this and the opportunities it gives, I genuinely believe that we can not only deliver for the New Forest, the south, but also for the country's economy as a whole.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And as Michael Harris will come to you in a second, as you were mentioning earlier, it's the supply chain. It's all those little businesses that then pick up on the back of the potential. Michael Harris.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to endorse exactly what's been said by Edward, but also I'm very hopeful and confident that this bid will be ultimately successful, and wish it Godspeed. But most importantly, we're going to be working with Southampton, Isle of Wight and Portsmouth. And in the course of I suspect, many months, if not several years of doing that, we will form great partnerships and discover other opportunities of working together for the benefit of our respective economies. So the journey itself is going to be as important as the eventual arrival at the destination. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to now take the Cabinet to the recommendation on page 21, 1(1), and just remind you that includes the letter that's at the back of the papers, which has my name on it and gone to the chairman of the Solar. So can I just check that no Cabinet member wishes to vote against the recommendation? Okay, that's unanimous then. Thank you very much. Item 7, which is community grants. Just as leader, I'd just like to say thank you to all the members that have been involved in the process of going through this. We all know how important, especially at this time, these grants are to our community. Go to Diane Andrews to introduce the paper, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, this process this year wasn't very easy at all, as the Tusk and Finnish group had to interview all the applicants virtually, which made it much harder, and it was over a couple of days. To say that there was discussion would be there was full and what can one say, robust discussion. However, I think it shows how much everybody really cared, and I am delighted that the grants have been spread across the community totally, and it covered every conceivable part that matters to us: the arts, sport, mental health, especially in young people, families, schools, charities, museums, you name it. And I think I think we've done a brilliant job, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Jeremy Herron.
Chairman, if I managed to, Chairman, I just wanted to say how delighted I was and how impressed at the diversity of the grants that we've put out across the whole of the community, and how very, very important they are to these organisations, particularly this time when so many of them are having problems and difficulties with their usual methods of fundraising, and how important it is that we support these organisations so that they are there for the future. And we've seen them through this very difficult process. Small level of help, I know, but every little helps, and I'm really pleased to see us doing that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I believe when we do this new round of community grants next year, we will probably need to help some more smaller groups that make the New Forest community what it is. So thank you for that. Nobody else is indicating. So could I just take you to the recommendations on page 29 at 1(1).
Chairman, abstain.
Okay, we'll get that recorded. Thank you, Edward.
And I abstain, obviously, Chairman, on the Forest Forge one.
Okay.
I abstain, Chairman, on the New Forest Heritage Centre. Thank you.
Right. Well, 3 out of 8 gone. Can you stop now? Okay.
The other ones, Chairman, and vote for them, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's quite understood what we've just done. Right, can I go on to item 8 now, asset maintenance replacement programme and general fund capital programme, and go back to Jeremy Herron, please.
Thank you, Chairman. A paper of 2 halves, really, which people may the first half of it is obviously the asset maintenance and replacement programme that we have, which looks at the assets that we hold and ensures that they are both maintained and, funnily enough, replaced when necessary. And that is set out, the proposals for that are set out in Appendix 1 with an expenditure for the coming year of £1.706 million. The second half of this paper is the capital projects going in for the year, and that comes out at a slightly higher figure of £18.247 million, Chairman. These matters have gone through the scrutiny panels ahead, and 2 areas did bring up quite a level of discussion. One was the demolition of the 2 public conveniences, and the second one was a debate on the coastal recharge at Milford-on-Sea. Chairman, this is a finance paper. I am assured by the portfolio holder that given the interest that was raised in those 2 subjects, they will be the matter of further discussion at the appropriate scrutiny panels. This is not the place to have that debate. This is simply a financial paper setting out our proposed expenditure. And with that, I don't think I have anything else to add. Thank you.
Thank you very much for making that quite clear. I'll just take the Cabinet to the recommendation on 49, one little one, but I'll just pause there and go to Councillor Alexis McAvoy, please. Morning.
Yes, morning, Chairman. And I did hear what the portfolio holder said, so I'm not intending to have any form of debate other than to reaffirm my opposition to the closure of Calshot toilets. I'm happy that there's a task and finish group going forward with this, and I would hope that the £30,000 earmarked for demolition can go towards the refurbishment of these much needed toilets. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll make sure the minutes of this meeting reflect that point you've made. Okay, nobody else is indicating to me I wish to speak, so can I take the Cabinet now to that recommendations on 49, one little one, and ask if anybody wants to vote against the recommendation. Thank you, so that's carried. Item 9, which is the capital strategy for 21-22, and I go back to Jeremy Heron, please.
Thank you, Chairman. The penultimate report for this Cabinet, but I'm sure the one that everyone is most interested in. This is actually a technical paper which we are required to bring forward, and it sets out the estimates for capital financing requirement for this council, and further how those any borrowings will be repaid in the future. I don't think I have anything else to add to it. Thank you.
Okay. And does anybody else want to make any comments on the paper? Nobody's indicating, so if I then could take you to the recommendation once again on page 61, one little one. Agreed to recommend this paper to the full council. Okay, thank you very much. That's carried unanimously. Item 10, which is members' allowances scheme, I think unless anybody indicates, we would take that as a recommendation that anybody wants to vote against again, because I'm sure it's a technical paper, really. Okay. Thank you all. That actually completes the Cabinet meeting for today. So I would like to declare the meeting closed and hope you all keep well. Thank you very much.